Hello everybody, my name is Boogs, and as you already know, the plan for today is to rank all 64 main stages in Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, not including anything from the bonus chapter. Obviously, this is spoiling the fun of discovering all these really cool levels by yourself, so if you plan on buying the game, don't watch this video. However, if you've already played it or experienced it through some Let's Plays of sort, which is an almost equal experience I think to get for the game, hop along as I cover all levels in my personal order of how much I like them. Simple enough, isn't it? I'll try not to sit on anything for a long time since, well, I need to go for 64 of them, so don't blink. Here we go.
Ready for adventure!
You can probably see this coming. 64 goes to the first minecart level, 63 goes for the third, and 62 goes for the second for being kinda neater. They're all just on-rail shooter levels that are very slow, very simple, and kind of mindless. Also, for some reason, you can only use gyro aiming in handheld mode, probably because they didn't want to give an entire sensitivity slider and the options. Again, E for everyone, you can't like have numbers, but these levels just aren't very interesting and don't feel like any other level in the game in a bad way. Being the introduction to one of the game's two main power-ups, the Double Cherry Palace teaches you everything about the mechanic. It's confusing, clunky, and hard to execute. Later on in the game there's far better levels that use it, but this level is just a bit too bland and has specifically annoying maneuvers with the two toads. Just a bad time. Aw, screw you. This level feels poorly made in many aspects. It starts with a spin wheel where you have to activate twice to avoid getting hit, then 4 turnips you can only hit 1 owl with, and then a charging chuck that follows you for way too closely, and then a very short length. And just overall, this level feels very unfocused and out to get you for no reason. Now, while this may be one of the better looking levels, you got the whole Pinball Machine visuals, that's great, but because of how easy it is to ignore the main mechanics, sliding onto the 5 buttons and instead just like pressing them with the pointer, this level kind of became an oddity to me. I don't know, like it could have ranked higher, but I just don't care much for it. I don't know. I feel like I'm not giving it a fair judgment, but then again. Damn, 2 boss fights. Alright. The two Winga boss fight levels are incredibly frustrating, cycle-based slugs atop a tower, and it's very easy to get knocked back some steps using the janky wind options. Just getting the time trials for these probably took me more tries than almost any other time trial, maybe combined, and it was just annoying and bad. The boss fights themselves are quite solid, but I really can't forgive the rest, I have to do it to them. Another bland level that's from the start of the game? Who would have ever thought they needed to introduce mechanics? Yes, this is good game design, but for the purpose of this video, this cycle-based level is neat, but I can't put it over the 56 number it's in now with how little it has going for it. Nice pixels. This level has jank written all over it, but you know, you won't know because it's in Chinese. It's ancient Chinese. Point is, this level is also pretty annoying. You're very likely to get hit at some point in it, and there's some very weird flow of mind when it comes to managing the touchstone platforms and the puzzles. Yikes, that pretty much sums this one up. Okay, this is actually a pretty nice boss fight, but again, bland. The other renditions of the Gregor fight are just more creative and thus they rank higher. So there's just this thing about bullet bill levels that I hate them. I don't exactly know why. I like the bullet bill design as a character, and I kinda like how the evolution of him from the 2D oldies to modern day Mario, because, you know, he's simple. Simple what you gonna do? But these two levels just feel like some odd, kind of themeless levels thrown in the mix. I guess Nintendo didn't want a gun level for the bullets, you know, E, but they just don't feel as flexible to themes as other enemies, and it's just them. This is also a bullet bill focused level, but it gets 2 non-existent ranking points for having Goombas and loses 1 for having this kinda useless gear to access the stage's main gimmick, the turnip cannon. I have no idea why the gears are there, they could have been any other switch, but no, just a very level, you know? Over at number 50 we have Touchstone Turmoil, a level based on Bittybuds, which is one of the funnier enemy names Nintendo ever made, but it just feels like a weird, way too easy, way too simplistic level, especially for where it's placed in the game. It's 6 levels before the final boss, purely out of place and needs some more gimmicks to it. Screw Kamek, one of the worst names for an enemy Nintendo ever made. This level is actually a pretty tricky case of level design, but I think the reason I'm ranking it this low is due to the bonus version of this level with the Toad Brigade and what it inflicted on my soul for the close 20 years. Anyway, Kamek is just very annoying in the way, and the level felt like it could use a bit more theming, like just the green grass and the stumpers with the grey castle. A bit more magical, purpley lighting could have got this level a probably better rank. Ooh, now things are getting interesting. It's a bummer the game didn't have more unique boss fights, but the game does have so many other unique assets and ideas made for it for one-off levels that I can forgive reusing some assets and still making a pretty good experience curve with this recurring midway boss in all chapters. But it's got room for improvement. Another kinda odd one-off, this is the introduction of Conquerors. Well, for me it's the introduction as I haven't played or seen all of 3D World, but this is just a solid level, very clearly utilizing them as well as some rough to control spinning cogs. Again, by now on the list, the levels are pretty okay, but the cogs are just a big man, really bogs down the rank. Briny Bowl Swimming Hole. Briny Bowl Swimming Hole. Briny Bowl Swimming Hole, Briny Bowl Swimming Hole. This level's kinda fun, but very bad theming. There's flapdoor owls for no reason, a single use of blocks you can drop the owls on, but just nothing feels like unique. Very odd choice to add the flapdoors. I just don't see where this level went. It had like an idea and then forgot it, but still put it in. It's an odd one. Another Biddybud level, this time based on these boost pads. This level kind of breaks from the normal diorama design of the game, much like Minecarts, but it's kind of nice in its own way. I think what I wanted from this level was more than 2 speed sections and kind of, you know, actually utilize the idea of dash, interrupt road dash. Probably the best double cherry level, but not my favorite. It utilizes multivators, yeah, good name guys, in a very cool way, and I really enjoyed exploring it in close camera without any cherries, and it's very visually pleasing for another green level. Still 1 second away from world record here. Alright. One of the few snow levels in the game, sadly, and it's really nice. I think at least one more real hazards other than the easy to follow buds and the easy to avoid fuzzies would have made this level a bit less shallow, but I enjoy the idea. The best double cherry level, the beautiful spires reminiscent of 1,000 Arabian Nights aesthetics are a joy, and it's got some nice exploration in it for a double cherry level, and controlling both characters here is pretty fun, just again, lacking some twist really. It's mostly basic platforming is the challenge. A very funny level is what I'll describe this as. You can beat it in 2 seconds by holding down the structure with the pointer, but the main fun is trying to land on these platforms one after the other without slipping, and getting everything in one go is pretty dizzying, you know? Very neat idea and snaps into this toy-like level design with the game that gets in your head sometimes, like you're playing with Lego model or whatever. Another one of those Arabian Nights aesthetic levels introduces the flip panels and then it ends. It's just short and lacks anything cool. I get it's the first level with this mechanic, but it's not a very mind-bending one, like you can put another thing here. The Mummy Me bonus version is just what I want this level to be, to be honest. Incredibly shallow. Alright, this is probably the last just plain level. This is just a standard all green greens, green hell, world 1-1 level. It's very middle, you know? I don't have anything else to say, but alright, let's start diving into more spicy stuff. Number 38 goes to a very neat level, using the headlamp in a super surprising way. I never would have thought that enemies can actually see your light on your head. It's such a nice idea that I don't think it was really utilized or at least put a focus on again in the game, but it's just used very well in this level and I really enjoy the concept. Garbage Day! It's very well themed, owls, mud troopers, scary train clouds, and I would have loved to enjoy this level for that, but then they made most of the secret tricks, challenges and gems in this level play around the charging chuck, which just snaps the theme in half. Maybe a pickaxe would have been a more natural way to use against the mud troopers, but I appreciate the idea enough, but damn. And the next 4 go to, in this order, to the world-free levels about lava. I have no idea how Nintendo didn't just switch the places and make an actual well-paced lava portion, and all these levels feel like they can be glued together and be neat just before the final boss or even the mid-boss. Not gonna lie, the biggest gripe I have with the whole game is just a lack of pacing and consistency in level themes. I know it's good to be refreshing, but sometimes it just feels like too big of a gaps that can be easily sorted out if levels were in order of their themes and design. And the less than best version of Dragodon's fight uses so many mechanics from the game, cannons, moving blocks, door links. It's just a very creative use of Dragodon's stage layout from the last 2 times, and just a whole lot of fun to play overall. I really appreciate this final meetup with this good boy. Back with the toy model uphill, this level plays like a puzzle cube you need to get all the pieces of. I really like the idea, and I think the space theme is a great fit along with bullet bills, and twisting the level is just a really cool time and idea. I love it. Another nice spin wheel level, although less ambitious with how the level spins around. It's a pretty challenging take on bullet bills spinning, and I enjoyed quite a bit. All I can say is stop putting flaptors as filler. That is all. I love ghosts. Common horror fellas, zombies, werewolves, vampires, all those, trash. Ghosts are the coolest. When I grow up, I wanna be a ghost. These are the 3 less cool ghost levels in the game, but they're all still kinda great because they're spooky and have a solid theme. With street signs the lamest, spooky specters the better, and the ghost gallery the far better, but gets grouped here for being an auto-scroller. Yikes. I love ghosts. This is one of the few times that the level that introduces a mechanic is actually pretty good. The small box presented is clear, fun, and there's actually plenty ways you can approach getting rid of all the enemies here. It's very cool and just a very lovely aesthetic to it. I enjoy it. Number 25 is the best boss battle level, because it isn't one, it's just the chapter 2 finale. It's a really cool level using clear pipes and different scenarios, and again, I want to see some of the lava levels handle this form of using cannons to scale multiple ideas that are kind of similar. Very well done and a really cool final segment. The biggest thing that made Clear Pipe Puzzle Plex so high on this list is how well it looks and feels. It's one of those few levels, the other few are also high on the list, go figure, that isn't just a floating sky thingy. It's set on the roofs of 2 huge skyscrapers and you can see the city down below. It's awesome. The level itself is pretty cool and handles cycles better than it had the dangerous potential to, so it gets a lot of points for that as well. What a small little package of a Mario Galaxy-esque concept executed in normal gravity. You have to run and turn the platforms to form a bridge, but the platforms on their various angles also lead to other possibilities and rewards. It's a neat little toy-like level yet again. And speaking of toy levels, this is like the best one. The Gyro Magic is twisting and turning, and you need to get ready to hop over and keep twisting to find the right way. And if you're like me, you waste too many lives on trying to cheat it. I still need to get the world record skip down, but whatever. Very good design, very good aesthetic, I love it. Well, I generally don't like the Kunitz, it's their name, I don't care. I found this level very fun. It utilizes the mechanics of the P-switch in a very puzzly way. Even to speedrunning, you need to think a good bit after you solved it. Very good level in challenge, and again, aesthetics. I love deserts. Starting the top 20s, it's Drift Along Canyon. Puts you on a frill wide versus hammer rolls and bullet bills, and you need to fend them off with turnips. This level is also probably the best auto-scroller in the game and has a lot of neat secrets to find all over it. Just a really good time. I really like more puzzly levels, okay? This poisonous puddle hosts moving blocks and cannons, those which you need to make sure you always have a place to land onto when launching, otherwise... It's very challenging and very fun to experiment with. The first ghost house in the game and you don't even get to see the insides, hot dang. All we get is these portal doors, and the way you get sent around the level and then meant to use the portal doors that you now know where they lead to get objectives is super fun to understand and find optimal routes for. 25 seconds took a lot of effort. I love the Pickaxe, even though I don't have any real retro memories. I'm 17 years old. Oh my god, I'm 17 years old. I have a strong love for arcade music and art design, mostly like, you know, bit crunch. Ooh, love that. And this level brings me that, alongside an awesome feeling of exploration and descension into a cave, eventually leading to treasures with monsters. Phenomenal design. A really nice introductory level to touchstones, where instead of showing it in a very protected form like flip panel footpath, the game goes all in and lets you manipulate 2/3 of the stage to get to where you need to. And you can also do this. This level, while less complex than its desert counterpart that ranked lower, is a very relaxed and nice balcony level. It's one of those levels I can play to relax, and which isn't the only time on this list that ups the rank. Flowy Front Water Park is adorable. You have these Goombas sleeping in lifesavers or swimming towards you. You can sleep on the bench, you can walk on the air. It's just a very cute level, and I really like the idea of sleep and such for a floaty level. It's very cute. Thank you, Reggie. I love it. I'm surprised this is the only rhythm level in the game. I adore it. I just enjoy this way of playing. I'm not big on rhythm games specifically, but if we know anything from Fez, rhythm levels and platformers are capable of being incredible. And this one delivers. Would have loved some more of this. Alright, this probably surprised some of you, but I genuinely have a lot of fondness for this level. For a first level, you don't introduce the secrets, golden mushrooms, enemies, turnips, the toad brigade, and even the pickaxe. I think it's a wonderful entryway into the game. It is more expansive than some levels much after it. I love it. Yeehaw, kids, Wild West. Just before the final 10 levels, I want to appreciate this level's visuals. It was the moment I kinda realized, oh wait, maybe this game has like a lot of effort. And it does. Nintendo could have totally made another theme on this level, but they chose to make it about Western shootout saloon style, make all the new assets, make this wheel, make everything, and it's a stunning level as a result. If there's already a comment telling me that there is a Wild West level in 3D World, please don't do it as well. And finally, the top 10! Starting it off strong with the beautiful Stumpy Spring Sanctuary. The visuals and the designs on this stage makes it so alive. It reminds me a bit of Fossil Falls from Odyssey. It's just so, again, alive and refreshing. You can't halt these one-piece wigglers, but you still get a coin for like tickling them with a pointer. That's weird. Moving on. Number 9! Of course this is here. I love the Pickaxe a lot, and this stage is all about that throwback. Everything has a purple layout to emulate the arcade machines, and it's just a very cute throwback stage that I enjoy seeing in action a lot. Number 8! The swamp-ish levels of the game are pretty unique. I like the use of stumpers here a lot, and the ghost in the middle, the secrets, the trickiness of getting the key over the door. It's just a very uniquely challenging and aesthetically pleasing level overall. Number 7! This 8-second level is awesome. It's a beach with so many little corners you can explore. It has this nice falling bridge segment. You can approach all enemies in multiple ways. And something about the simplicity of it, while still packing a lot more than meets the eye, makes it very, very special. Number 6! Okay, this level is actually a retro moment for me. In Lego Harry Potter years 1 to 4, that I had, I think for PC, there are levels on the Hogwarts Express, and they are my favorite thing in that entire game. I think. I don't actually know. I remember it as such, so. Point is, this level brought me right back. It has so much variance in it as well, as you go through the unorthodox level format of a train. First sneaking over the roof, and then checking the train's engine room, then sneaking room to room inside cabins, then moving crates around, then avoiding the bitty-buds, only to be just beneath where the level started. An awesome, unique, and beautiful level. And it snowed as well. Number 5 is Wind Upstairs. This is a music box level. It's fairly short, has one enemy, but I think the way it mixes itself up with the visual idea is really awesome, with an airship and everything. And look, there's a star in the imprint. Another relaxing and lovely idea. Oh baby, it's a big one. Ranking number 4 out of 64. Stumper Sneakaround is another level with multiple approaches, cool speedrun tricks and mechanics. No reason to explain them again since the video is probably really long enough by now, but just enjoy the replay and see what you can do with all the different bits and pieces in it. Number 3! This is probably the best diorama level in the game because it's 2 boxes linked together. It's much like combining 2 big Lego structures. The way it's presented like it's a town, it's so nice because it's like seeing a snippet of a real lovely bustling town with a tavern, gardens, people. It's just a very cool way of presenting a big idea the devs couldn't implement really, and it's nice. Again, I do wish some backgrounds were more real and not just floating in the air, but hey. Number 2! Everything about this stage is perfect! I love the Arabian Desert aesthetic, I said that so many times and I'm finally done. I love the design and walls and textures, I enjoy exploring all the corners and pieces of the stage. It's a really satisfying exploration feeling, honestly, with this level. And I just really loved my first time through this dugout ruin. It's like, you know, as a kid you want to be an archaeologist, find all these relics. Then you learn it's really boring and you find a lot of dust. This level gets you. Number 1. It's a surprise, but it's my list. Spin Wheel Library. Fez is one of my favorite games of all time, and this level connects that game here. This is when I realized this is the closest thing I'll probably ever get to another Fez, probably. No dimension stuff, yeah, but still, the aesthetic, upside down section spinning the wall around, it tickled my Fez love so much, and it's just as complex as the library in Fez. It isn't. And it's nothing more, and it's just what I want it to be. And that's it. I'm going off script here. That was 20 minutes, at least the pure audio file. Probably a bit more with transitions. And wow, this was really fun to do, go and record all the levels one by one. I have like a minute footage. Like, I don't know if I'll store all these for future projects involving Toad because they're so simple, but like, hey, it's just free footage of all levels, like in full quality on my computer, so that's that. Hopefully you enjoyed this. I'm very curious to see how much like most people actually go through and watch portions of this, like seeing like the watch duration. So that's gonna be really interesting. I don't usually do top 10 lists. Actually, I haven't done one ever. I'm gonna finish off the video now. Thank you all a lot for watching. If you want a lot more Captain Toad content, hot dingity dang, I'm probably gonna do that too in streams. I have a lot of stream ideas related to Captain Toad. And until Smash comes out, I don't really need any other video games in my life. So yeah, thanks for watching. I was Boogs. Bye.